So I found out there's a macro lens in this thing. Look at this. How cool is that, man? Like retina scanning. Just full of surprises, Mr. Matt Happel. I really appreciate this camera. I hope you realize how much I do appreciate that. So we are almost done with this thing. I've said that a few times, I think. And we got the bumper on last night, and we just got to put this splitter on here, and the underpinnings, which is just a couple pieces of basically particle. I don't know, it's made out of cardboard basically, and fibers and stuff that just kind of cover some shit on the bottom. Not a big deal. And it will be ready to go home where it belongs, on the racetracks of Texas. But before we do that, I actually went to O'Reilly's. They're really kind. So yesterday I forgot my wallet, and I went rummaging through my my ashtray on my truck, and I pretty much look like a homeless person. And my truck it looks like a homeless person's truck. So when I came in with a handful of change, I think the dude there felt sorry for me, and he gave me a free O'Reilly's hat. So I felt kind of bad taking it, but I didn't know what else to say. So I rolled with it. So I got a cool O'Reilly's hat now. But we remembered today, we went and we remembered our wallet. So we got the oil. So I'm gonna throw some oil in there just to check everything before you button up the bottom end. Just to make sure we have no drippies, and then have to take the whole bottom end back off. So if you do this and everything looks good, then we'll put the underpinnings on and we will be done. Oh, that's so nice, so nice. There was not that part number there. The only thing they had was this stupid Mobile one, but I heard they're pretty decent. So we will replace this guy. So I thought it'd probably be a solid idea to put some oil in that oil cooler down there. Not really sure how the oil system's set up on these guys. I actually have absolutely no idea. But what I can do is guess that pumping to fill up that oil cooler, I don't know how big it is, a pint maybe. Might not be the best thing in the world to have this thing running dry that whole time, which, I don't know, might take milliseconds, might take a long time, I'm not sure. But why take chances? We added the T-bolts here. This is all overkill, but you know, whatevs. Swapped out the filter. We pulled off the line and filled the oil cooler with oil. It took a whole quart. I'm not sure. I kind of like filled up at the end and kind of blew it back in, and I think I could hear it gurgling back in here, but I'm not sure. Couldn't, and was it with like 100% something I could tell what was going on, but it's pretty close to topped off if it's not topped off. And then we filled up the oil, and that took another 6 quarts. What else do we got? That's about it. So the front end's all tightened up. We went ahead and ran these oil lines to keep them up off the metal inside. And now, since I touched the coolant system, I'm going to go ahead and evacuate whatever air's in the coolant system and fill it back up with water, because it has something in there. I think it's like a water wetter. So I don't think adding a quart of water, if it even takes that, because I didn't even lose any water when I pulled it out, but might as well top it off. It's here, and try to return the car as roadworthy as possible. And then it's just putting the splitter on the bottom. So watch me. I got a cool tool for this shit right now. So we'll need water. Bam. Pa. And we'll need air. And we'll need the magic. The magic. What is this magic thing you speak of? Look at this. So, the few snap-on tools I have, of the very few, when I went to school at Sam's Tech, they give us a discount. So you do a little account with Snap-on and you get pretty good discounts. It's actually pretty amazing discounts, but it's a deal. It's like for students. So usually if you're going there, you don't have any money anyhow. So they give you that thing, and I don't know if there's like a credit line or what. I hope not, because that'd be terrible to do to like 18-year-olds. Like give them, but there was a cap, I think like $5,000 or $10,000, which is, I don't know. But anyway, this is one of the few tools I've ever bought from Snap-on, except for my friend Jimmy, because he'd always show up at the shop and look so sad. He was one of those Snap-on rate van drivers. But I don't know why I felt sad for him, because he's a good looking, he's a handsome human being. I'd bang him. I mean, if I was a chick. So this is one of the few tools I've ever bought with my own money, because it's badass. So what happens is, you gotta get the right fitting. Does this one fit? There's a universal one if you don't have the right one. Looks like we're gonna have to use. Which is sad, because I really like to use the right one, but we're not gonna get it. We're just gonna have to do universal. So I got this for you too, Matt Happel, Mr. Sloppy Mechanic Guy. Of course, you didn't get the Snap-on deal because, I don't love you that much. You're only half-ass sponsor. You're sponsored like at the $20 sponsor, the Monkey Fab $20 sponsorship level. So this guy goes into here, right? No? Here, okay. It's very complex, this thing. Okay, and then this guy goes to here. Okay. And then this valve gets shut off. All right, you guys seen all this? I'm sorry. So it's got a quick release, and it just boop, pops in there, and then it's got a button. Okay. And then over here you got an on-off ball valve and the thing that goes into your water. So what this does is you hook your air up to meow. And what turning your air on. And what this is going to do is I'm going to push this button, and through fucking magic, I tell you, this thing is going to suck all of the goddamn air. I'm too excited, I'm cussing. I shouldn't be cussing, I apologize. It's going to suck all the air miraculously out of this engine, and it's going to apply a vacuum to the whole system. And since it's kind of full of water, I don't know what's going to happen. Usually when it's empty, you'll see all the coolant hoses collapse, and it's awesome. But I think we're just got a little bit of air to pull out of here, not a whole lot. So I don't know how dramatic it's going to be. But here we go. Alright, so it's holding tight at 15. You see it kind of sucks some foam and stuff out, and that's just when it gets towards the top, that's how it goes. When you get towards the, engine filled almost, it's going to start pulling out water with whatever air it's pulling out. And the cool thing is you can just watch this gauge, and so it's got 15, I don't know, I guess inches of mercury would be my guess on the engine right now. Let's give it a little more. Alright, so now I'm going to open this ball valve, and all that vacuum that's been placed on the coolant system is going to get filled with water. And that's all there is to it. So it's probably full. Right now, I'm going to just do it one more time. Oh yeah, and that time it super rapidly climbed up to 15. And we'll just give it a little more juicy juice. Okay, I am willing to call that full. If I can find our radiator cap. Why did I lose the radiator cap? Why? Oh, there it is. There's like no water in here, so I'm just gonna give this guy a little juice, juicy juice too. That is good. Let's take a look at what we got here. So that's the splitter that's going to go on the bottom, and so it's got two holes in the back right there and there, and that goes on the cross member support, and then it's got two up front there and there, and those come right off this front splitter. And then over here is the ones that not going to work out with what we had going on. We had to move those, so we'll probably have to take a look and see how it feels. The kind of rigidity. I mean, it is carbon fiber, so maybe we just don't even have to fuck with it at all. Or maybe we have to re-drill it. I don't know if re-drilling in carbon fiber is going to mess with any of the structural integrity of it. So I'd rather not fuck with it at all and just hope that 2 is going to be good. But if it doesn't feel good, then we'll probably go with the drill and hole idea and moving those back. So we'll see. See what happens. So here we go. I'm sorry I didn't record putting the splitter on, but my neighbors have decided to take in a dog that is just barking non-stop in the back fucking yard, which is crazy annoying. and you probably would have just heard me cursing for like the last 3 hours, so not a big deal. What we did do was we re-drilled the holes for those third mounts. It wasn't strong. It was probably strong enough for the 2 mounts, but it was just best to get that last mount on either side, which is kind of, you know, behind those boxes I've showed you before. So that's in there. That's good. And the front fascia, I think, is a pretty attractive. Okay, so we'll give you one last final walk around. I actually washed it up, although it is raining, of course, because if you want it to rain, just wash the car. And the wrap on it's old, like I said in the very beginning, but it still looks nice. It's a nice car. A little spot on the back quarter that could probably use a lot of help, but so there we go. It's all washed up and ready for the owner to come pick it up tomorrow. And it was a fun project. And so I think the plan goes, like I've said before, that the owner is going to take it to suspension next. I think he's planning on installing a cage and tuning. He's going to change it to either Motec or Haltech, I can't remember which, and it's getting a new wrap, and then he's back on the track with it. So it'll be interesting. Di's I consider him a good friend of mine, and I see he's got GoPro mounts all on the inside, so hopefully once he gets it up back on the track and running around, we can get him to send us some footage of the car doing its thing, and I'd love to upload that to the YouTube video, kind of as a closeout to this BRZ project series. So anyway, I thank everybody for following along with Monkey Fab. Do me a favor and go check out the website if you're into turbo stuff, especially into the LS turbo type stuff. I make all kinds of cool custom parts for making that swap easy. Here's my baby. This is going back in the garage now. So here's the 78 Project Pohonix, aka Keynote, which is Thai for shipbird, so I think works out perfect for the name for this guy. Yeah, we got the custom shroud going on in there that we made ourselves. Made these cool flapper discs and got a big old, I think, 16-inch fan on the back of that guy. Air conditioning is going to be hooked back up. All aluminum. It's the L33. Wow, this thing's been sitting outside for 2 months and it's just rusted up, but it doesn't matter. It's going to my friend Coatings by Coats here in Houston, and he's going to bead blast it all down for me and coat it so it's going to be all nice and pretty. And we got our intake, our water intake. We're going to put a couple bungs on that. We got our intercooler, big old intercooler down here, 78, 75 billet wheeled turbo. We got our intake snaked back up through here. The battery's going to sit right there in that corner where it was stock. And this, I plan to make 500 to 600 horsepower. We'll see what we got going on once it hits. But I mainly just want to drive it. It wants to be a daily driver. So when I go to visit my sister in Dallas, which is like 4 or 5 hours away from here, it's actually in Fort Worth, so it's like 5 hours away from here, that me, the wife, and the 2 pit bulls can just load up in the Phoenix and just drive comfortably across country, looking like homeless people. Because that's my motif these days. So if you enjoyed watching the BRZ project, I hope you did. Continue to join in for the Phoenix project. I've done a few updates on it already on my YouTube channel, so you can go back to the Project Phoenix and kind of get yourself boned up on what's going on so far, what's been done. I didn't do a very good job of documenting it. You know, of course, like I've told you, like I've said, you know, a million times, that I'm completely new to doing this YouTube thing and kind of working out like what works and what doesn't. So I think we kind of hit a groove, maybe, where the videos are watchable, and people are starting to comment and enjoy, and I get a couple thumbs up. So we'll continue to work on that format and kind of refine it, and we'll do that with this beautiful 78 Pontiac Phoenix. And then in the garage here we got a 19, look at that, it's got a block on top of it. It's a foam block though. A 1986 Volvo 240 DL wagon. And this guy, we also have a 4L80E. Look at that, we got Cowley's cranks, and we got diamond pistons, and we got Cowley's ultra I-beam rods, and we have an LSX block stuck over there somewhere, and we have ported, these my square ports? No, those are my rectangle ports, cathedral ports, I'm sorry. We have shit falling everywhere. CNC ported. Square port heads, LS3 heads. Or these are LS8. I can't remember. I stamped LS7 on them, so they're LS7 heads. And we got stuff. So the plan for this guy, once we finish the Phoenix, is to do like full on out, like roll cage, 4-link, tubs, 427 with maybe I have a turbo, maybe a big turbo right here. Do I have any big turbos? Hey, what is this? What is this? So we got turbos and this functionality. I don't know what I did. I messed up the camera, but so that'll be a fun project. So I think we're close to being done with the Phoenix. I don't think we're too terribly far away. So I'll get that wrapped up and get on the Volvo. I'm really excited about both of them, and I really hope you guys enjoy the videos that we make and stick around for those builds. Thanks.